I'm here with Kitsie Duncan from the movie Mother's Blood, and we're here at Texas Frightmare Weekend. Tell me about the vibe so far. I mean, it's lots of people here on the carpet. Everybody seems to be having a good time. What are you feeling right now?
It's crazy. You know, when you follow up Malcolm McDowell, does life not get better than that? You've got Robert Englund over here. I've never been to Texas before, so I'm super stoked. This is great, and the weather, you can't ask for anything better.
Are you already seeing some of that Southern hospitality?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everybody has been so wonderful.
Tell everybody about Mother's Blood.
Mother's Blood is just about to go into post-production. It is a story of a female serial killer, where she needs to feed the flesh of beautiful people to her daughter in order to make her more beautiful. It stars myself, Marv Lavelle, Heather Dorff, Jared DeGatto, a great up-and-coming independent cast. We're very, very excited about it. You can find out more about it at mothersblood.com.
How much fun is it being able to sink your teeth into a horror movie role like this?
It's amazing. I love being the bad guy, I'm not going to lie, where I get to scream and yell and cut people into pieces.
It's more fun to be villains, right?
Well, I'm always cast as the villain, so yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for coming to Texas Frightmare. It's very nice to meet you. You look beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Doug Bradley. We're at Texas Frightmare Weekend. Now, Doug, you're no stranger to this madness here, but it's got to be fun. I mean, having all these fans come out and show their love for you and being such an iconic character in the world of horror, I mean, does it ever get old? Seriously.
Well, I've been doing these things for 20 years now, so if it had got tired for me, I think I would have, disappeared from the scene a long time ago. No, I enjoy it. You know, the fan base is extraordinary. It is incredibly loyal. It is incredibly knowledgeable, and they take the genre incredibly seriously. And I guess because I'm a fan too, I get weak knees when I discover I'm standing in between Malcolm McDowell and Robert Englund, for God's sake. I was a fan of horror movies as a teenager before I knew I wanted to be an actor, so I know where these guys are coming from, you know. Plus, also, as I say, I get to meet my peers like Malcolm and Robert and Roger Corman, for God's sake, is here. I get excited about that. I get a kick out of that. I have a lot of fun.
See, I see you guys. I see you. I see Malcolm. I see Robert. I keep thinking you guys should just all get together and do a buddy picture. Like you all go on the road and just hilarity ensues. I think there's something there.
Hey, you write it and get the money, and I'm up.
Okay, so last question for you here. They are currently in talks of doing a Hellraiser remake. Now, I have to ask, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that it could potentially be something good, or do you think at this point they should just kind of leave it alone?
I would prefer they left it alone. I'm not a fan of the whole remake thing for a whole variety of reasons. I don't think they're needed. I don't think they're necessary. If the people the executives making these decisions came down here and talked to the fans, they would find, as I know from talking to them over the last several years, there is no appetite at all among the fan base for these remakes, none whatsoever. My opinion is that the job of the executives is to be finding and nurturing new talent, not retreading other people's work. So that's my basic position. Nobody's ever said a word to me about the Hellraiser remake. It's over 3 years since I first heard about it. They've been talking about it. I have no idea what's happening with it or whether they would intend to have me involved with it or not. There was just another Hellraiser movie made on a shoestring budget, which it seemed seemed to me to be not a serious attempt to move the series along, so I declined to have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Well, I think you made the right choice. But Doug, really, we love having you in Texas. Thank you so much for coming back. Thanks for being a part of Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Always a pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. I'm here with Joel Schoelen, star of one of my favorite movies, the original Stepfather movie. Now, this is something that, honestly, I keep trying to turn people onto this movie if they haven't seen it, because forget about the remake. Just forget all about that. Forget that ever happened. But seriously, I mean, to be a part of that movie and some of the other films that you've done, and being here at Texas Frightmare Weekend with all these horror fans, it's got to be a fun time, I would imagine, right?
Of course it's fun. You named so many fun things, so I'm not quite sure which one to comment on. But I'm so happy to be here, and the Stepfather was a wonderful experience. Great to be a part of that, and it's amazing how over time it keeps, in a lot of ways, growing into a bigger and better.
And what is the film that most people come up to? Is it Stepfather, or is that the film most people want to talk to you about?
You know, I mean, my career kind of spanned a lot of different, beyond the horror genre. So, a lot of people, I would say Stepfather, maybe. But then there was like a little musical I did with Drew Barrymore and Keanu Reeves called Babes in Toyland, a TV favorite for young people who are now like no longer so young.
No longer so young.
And DC Cab, that was then. But out of the horror genre, probably The Stepfather and Phantom of the Opera.
I like that film a lot.
The other film that's becoming, for me, was such a surprise. It has become such a little cult classic. Is Popcorn.
Yeah.
That was surprising to me.
You know, it's funny you mentioned The Phantom of the Opera, because that's a film I really liked, and I was kind of curious, like, what happened? Why did that not get better distribution? Because I think it was one of the first times I can remember seeing a really sort of interesting take on that whole, you know, legendary story, and it was a film that I didn't really discover until it hit home video. Was there something wrong there that it didn't get a wider distribution theatrically?
No, I think a lot of the problem with that movie was a lot of it was just purely timing. I mean, my whole thing was in the 80s, and I think the whole entire horror genre was down in the 80s and came back up. And also, it had some competition with the musical. I think our version was very closely related to the book. Like, if we had Faust in ours, Faust is in the original novel. I think there was also this tension merger of this beauty, the beauty of the film, and then the horror of the film. And I think I've always thought that real horror people thought it was too beautiful, and beautiful people thought it was too horrific.
Sometimes you just can't win. So. Well, it's really great having you here. Thank you so much for coming to Texas Frightmare Weekend, and enjoy your time. Thank you very much.